All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gmod 11. I'm your host, the guy with goggles with terrible fashion taste, Sal, also known as the owner of the terrible and now defunct studio, Sal Studios. And with me are the four lovely casts, MB Worm, Uber Rush, and Butterham. Introduce yourselves, starting with MB.
Hi, I'm Impy Worm. I make videos on Gmod sometimes and put them on YouTube. Also, I like it in case the profile picture didn't say anything. That's pretty much it.
Well, that's pretty much it. All right. Next up is Uber Rush.
I'm a person. I've been on here before.
Yeah.
I think that's all I gotta say.
Very cryptic. And now Butterham.
Hi, I'm a guy, and I do stuff.
Well,
And
that's
my name is literally translated to sandwich.
simplest there is. All right. Wait, what was that? Okay, now we can do. Now, let's start with something simple. Let's talk about, your next projects. I want to start with Butterham since he already has multiple things that he already worked on, especially the weapon reskins that you started doing. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, so on Gmod's workshop, there are a lot of add-ons for several hats where it's made paintable. And as you know, Team Fortress 2 has a lot of hats you can paint, but also a lot of hats you cannot paint. But the one thing that seemed the most interesting to me was being able to paint weapons. A lot of people have their own, original characters, and what better way is there to modify weapons to your own taste, to your own OC, so it fits with them more. It's great for scene building. It's great for your own characters. Plus, it adds to that customizability you would normally get with hats.
I see.
That's why I've decided to do that, and still I'm working on it.
So, when are you going to think? When do you think you're going to release it somewhere?
That's well.
My!
How many weapons does it have? I think it's around a little bit less than 200. I think
200. Oh my god.
Maybe, I don't know. I know I'm done with multi-class weapons and scouts weapons, and I'm currently working on soldiers weapons, and then there's still demo, heavy, pyro, spy, sniper, all that stuff.
Oh my.
So it's going to take a while. I don't have an estimated date when it's going to be done.
Well,
all I can say is it's going to be done when it's done.
Valve time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
It will be.
One thing that's kind of interesting about it is it's not the stupid decorated weapons that we got from the previous updates. It's actually something that doesn't look atrocious. Yeah. That's really nice.
But we splattered camouflage.
Well, you might want to take that back when it comes to actually coloring something bright
as
red.
long as it doesn't look like hot garbage, I'm sure it'll be fine.
To be honest, there are good hexes on the workshop, but the other times there are ones that just look lazy. But there's this one about there are these scout models, and I was trying to look for a model for a scout model with a beard. I swear, some of them look like they're painted with MS Paint.
Yeah,
lazily. It looks terrible as hell. So there are not much good hexes. The quality is usually the same as the dupes you find in the Gmod workshop. But there are really good hexes, and usually they help a lot when you want to do a certain topic. For example, if you want to do, say, noir, you could find multiple coats, like the raincoats for your detective look. If you, there's also other hexes. There's this one for heavy where you could dress him up as a Soviet soldier, and it helped me a lot with the Q&A. They gave me the full dress and all, and it helped a lot. So I think when it comes to hexes, I think I want more unique hexes, but at the same time, I don't want to see ones drawn with MS Paint.
Where you can count every pixel.
Well, Scout is the kind of guy that would paint it. So
well, to be honest,
yeah. He's a ladies' man. He's gonna paint it like bright pink.
No, green, lime green. That's the that's the ultimate sin. That's all. That's mostly in every single scout, like edgy scout, soda or something. They have like either lime green,
soda.
Yeah, either lime green or the most oversaturated red and black you've ever seen in your entire life. It looks terrible as hell.
I got red and black hair.
This team is the team paints.
Well, I think there's a good reason why they use Scout because they kind of relate to him. He's like the only member in the TF2 cast that is a teen. So I guess they can't relate to him. So that's why you see.
Yeah, but the Scout's also a major dork.
Well, that's that too. I mean, they can show more love to say demo or soldier or spy, but no, it has to be the Scout. The hero has to be the Scout. The edgy hero has to be the Scout. What about the other casts?
Well, to be fair, everybody overuses heavy as well.
Edgy.
So,
well, at least they don't use Medina. Well, I mean, when they want to draw. I mean, the helmet was fun, but I hated every moment I had to draw her.
Yeah.
Well, Did you plan this, you scumbag?
I didn't even know you were drawing it. I didn't even know you were drawing it at first.
You unconsciously tormented me. Damn you.
I'm glad I can torment people.
All right, let's move on. I think we got off topic, but that was fun. All right, next up, I want to talk about Impy. You, Impy. You said you have like some sort of project you want to show?
Yeah. It's something I've been working on for a little while. Actually, It's been planning for like a year now. I don't know. I never quite knew exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I think I finally got a plan together. I wanted to make like a sort of a mini series sort of thing, like make something that I can regularly update and like I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it.
Nice.
Do like something really high quality, like make 1 or 2 minute videos that can be uploaded in succession, like over the period of a month.
So
and
it's
have
a
it
series.
Be like an actual series. Kind of, yeah.
So it's like a series of shorts, comedy shorts or something like that.
Actually, it's going to be something a little more story oriented.
I see.
And it's going to be. I'm trying to make it a little bit higher production quality than what is usually seen. Like have animation that isn't just people standing still for 3 seconds. Like have them be constantly in motion and things like that. Have good lighting and things like that. So, yeah, that's what I have planned. And as far as the story goes, basically just a bunch of funny video game characters interacting with each other in amusing ways.
So basically, if you want to say it like that, so it's basically Smash Bros. The Gmod series.
Kind of, but what I want to do with this series is like have the characters actually behave like they would from the material that they came from. Like, and all of it is shown from the perspective of a guy that's just completely normal because he can see what their little quirks are and know how to deal with them and things like that.
So is it basically like a slice of life show or like a mixture between slice of life and action?
Little bit of both. The slice of life kind of comes in because all the characters where they are in my series are in a city where they actually have to have occupations and things like that, jobs and such. Like they can't just walk around and do nothing.
So it's like that one show about about these fairy tale characters in. I think it was like the one story. Yeah, the
Fables?
Wolf Among Us. Yeah, Fables.
Yeah, Fables.
The Wolf Among Us was based off it.
Kind of like that, except probably a little less mature oriented and lots less comic panels showing uncircumcised people. Because that is not what my thing is about.
Oh my.
But I guess you could kind of say it's like that, but like I said, not as overtly violent or sexual or anything like that. I'm planning on making it something that
Very wholesome.
Sort of like there's still going to be like violence and things like that, but it's not going to be anything that YouTube.
TV.
Oh yeah,
Right.
plenty of that, sure. But yeah, something that YouTube wouldn't shut my channel down for whatever reason.
Oh, don't worry. YouTube will already shut you down for just making an animation. Why don't you make a 10-minute vlog? You
Play
idiot.
Fortnite. You'll be fine.
I believe this is a good time to announce my new Let's Play channel, XXX MP Worm Plays Fortnite XXX. It will be debuting on Friday, so be sure to watch that. It'll be full of spicy memes.
What character will you use? Default or John Wick?
I use Thanos.
Oh. Make sure he dabs every time he kills someone.
Oh, he will.
Perfect.
Don't worry, he will.
Perfect. Touche. All right, time to move on to Uber. So, what you got cooked up? Probably nothing interesting.
Accurate.
sorry. But seriously, you've been saying a lot about it, but I've never heard of it. What is it exactly? Same as Zombie Worm, like a series?
That's it. No, there isn't anything.
So just I see. You're so it's something so secret you don't even want to tell us.
No. I'm not working on anything.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Uber Rush just confessed to the entire world that he's part of the Illuminati.
So
please sit around and wait as the Men in Black come to your house and beat the shit out of you for listening to this.
These things take time.
Hey, watch your mouth, don't swear.
Oh my. So basically nothing.
No, I'm not working on anything.
What about
I'm kind of like in between stuff right now. I'm just working on scripts. That's about it.
Oh, so that's your thing. Well, interesting. You're not planning to make the entry to Demon's TV collab, which, by the way, the deadline will be in November. So stay tuned. Sorry, I had to do an ad.
Wow.
I am making an entry. I just haven't thought of what I'm gonna make for it.
Might actually have time to do that. So I probably will.
Camouflage is basically going insane about my pronunciation of Erdamon. I have to pronounce it like a French name. Anyways, I think for motivation, you kind of have to find a way to, cook something up. Like for the TV collab, you gotta find a way to, just gotta think of it. Like something you'd see on the TV screen. It could be anything. Yeah, it could be anything. Hell, it could be the most bizarre thing in existence. I mean, that's what Adult Swim is.
Animate an entire episode of Family Guy.
Done. That's just panic.
You're implying that there are sections of Family Guy that are animated and not just 2-minute long jokes where people are doing absolutely nothing.
To be honest, the only parts of Family Guy that are animated are the pilot, the Family Guy pilot.
No, it's just the intro and that's it.
Also that. The others are just made in Go Animate, the finest of finest of animation tools in existence.
You are grounded.
Oh no! Sorry, Mom, but please don't hurt me. I just needed the truth. All right, now okay. Before we head on to the main topic of this podcast, the special feast, I want to take the time to tell you that if you have any questions to tell us, just go ahead and write them in the Twitch chat, and after we finish with the amazing topic we're about to discuss, we'll answer them to the side of the album art, which will be by Monsieur Hare, who pretty much made like 80% of album art. All right, now Now let's begin the topic that everybody waited for. So, if you don't know, I stated it multiple times, like cryptically, before August 1st, that I had like something special cooked up. What happened was on August 1st, me and 18 of 18 friends, including Awesome Noob, Uber Rush, and Imbi Worm, have made a masterpiece, which was called the Meet the Spy anime. We basically spent, I think, from May. Was it May?
I think it was May.
Yeah, from May all the way to August, we had a special channel. It had a special like text channel in our own group on the House of Gmodders group, where we made this very secret. So where we shared the materials, the maps. Scamby made ported the Meet the Spy map from the SFM merchant to the Gmod workshop, which helped us a lot in making it work and making the whole collab work. So shout out to Will. Now, the result was this. A masterpiece, in my opinion, which was like one of the best things I've seen out of Gmodders entirely, because it was like the work of passion. Almost everybody in the collab contributed entirely to doing something extremely unique. Some of them did mixed 2D art with Gmod, and some added some like Sunky even added the segment where it looks like something out of the SNES game, which is superb. And for me, I added a weird face at the end. But what I'm trying to say is, without any joke, that I'm very honored to have actually worked on something as great as this with the rest of my buddies, and I cannot be thankful enough for all of them. So now I want to talk to you about this. So, what's your opinion about the collab and your experience with it?
It was the worst thing I've ever worked on, and I hope I never have to interact with any one of you ever again. No, really, it was.
I feel the same way. I hope you die in a fire.
You're banned. You're banned. I will go to your house and I will punch you. I love you.
Yeah, but no, really, it was fun. It was fun to do. It was. I think I'm trying to think, second or third collab I ever worked on. I don't remember, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to do something. But especially since everything was pretty much already ready to go from an audio standpoint, so you didn't have to do any audio editing. That was nice. So you could just focus on the visuals and the other stuff.
Well, it's because it's a reanimated collab. It has to be without any audio edits. So that's the challenge of it. You have to use the original audio in a way that is completely different from the original video. And I'm very happy with the result. For Uber Rush, his entry is one of the most wholesome. It's just soldier just trying to catch a small brain with an eye. It just looks so cute. Well, it was nice.
That was a pain in the ass to make.
Yeah,
that's really all I have to say.
Animating tiny things with SMH is a pain, I can confirm.
It doesn't have any physics. That was all advanced bone tool, which was a
gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah, but it was done in a very awesome way, to be honest. It was like done in a very smooth way that fitted with the how small the brain thing is.
I was just blasting really, really loud music, and somehow that helped me, I guess.
Well, music always is a motivator. I mean, I had to for like the drawing, I had to pretty much blast some anime music to help me like draw and color. It helped a lot, but I hate coloring and I don't want to do it ever again. So, Borderham, did you actually see the MTS reanimated, and what's your opinion on it?
I have seen it, and I watched it again before we started. I like it. It's something you don't see every day anymore, and it's these kind of collabs that we need to continue with. There's a lot of collabs being hosted by several people, but they weren't as big as this.
Well, it's because
Go on.
continue. No, go on first.
No, I just feel this is we need more of this. We really need more of this. And I don't know when the next one's planned, but I'll probably join.
Well, I think the reason you don't see most of these collab ideas with like different, unique things like the reanimated collab, is because collabs in general in Gmod or even in SFM have a certain format to them. Like they always begin with an announcement and then just a topic, and then you wait for the entries to come in.
What? How was that a formula? That's basically just, hey, here's a collab, join it.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, okay? There was like this dance collab, and I think they were like the dance collab, but it had a similar vibe to the reanimation collab in a way that every participant had a certain clip, like a certain audio to do. Wait, I think it was a different collab. I don't remember, but they were like this collab where they had a certain audio they had to work with. I don't remember. I think there was something like that, or I must be confusing it.
The only other collab that I can think of that did something similar like this was when a bunch of animators worked on the Mama Luigi episode of the Super Mario Brothers cartoon.
Okay, I must be confusing you. Dance collab was made in a different way. I don't know.
That people got to choose whatever song they wanted to use. Are you saying that it wasn't private? It was
no
collab?
Oh no! What I'm saying is you don't see a lot of collabs that feel very involved. I mean, you have like the members, the members collaborate together privately, and do the collab together instead of having each one do it separately alone. So you could see a kind of synchronization between the entries, which makes it all fluid. That's what I meant. You don't see a lot of collabs that feel synchronized. I mean, it's fine, but I kind of wish for more reanimated collabs in Gmod because it brings out all the creativity out of people. It would force them to do something drastically different.
Yeah, but you can only reanimate something so much before it pretty much just becomes stale bread.
Yeah.
Carbs.
No, yeah, but what I mean is you could always reanimate something different. That's what I meant. You could always try.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, but what I meant is, with reanimated collabs, it's all about the challenge of trying to use the audio to do something extremely different from what the original context.
It's all about subverting expectations because people know what they're gonna be in for, but at the same time don't, because there's going to be different visuals, but they'll know the general plots and they'll know what the audio is going to be and things like that, so they can focus purely on the visuals aspect of it because that's what's going to be different.
Well, that's the gist of it about reanimated collabs. That's the thing about it. It's all about the visuals and how different it is. That's what got to me when I watched the reanimated collabs, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Reanimated. It was done super well, even though it wasn't done like us. We did it together, like privately. But the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collab was like open. Anybody could do it. So that was the thing about it. But it was done in a very unique way that felt like a whole product. But it also showed like completely different ways to do the episodes, like from 3D to 2D to another different style, to like small cheapy style, then to like fucking JoJo. So what I'm trying to say is that's what I love about reanimated collabs, is that it always brings out new art styles and new ways to animate, to make visuals. That's what I love about it. And I hope to see more reanimated collabs in Gmod or even in SFM in general.
They're never coming. I quit.
Yeah, they're never coming that quick, honest. But it's always worth the wait, right? At least we're not Valve. We don't make something in 7 years and or help never release it.
Most of the games they made have been pretty okay, but maybe I'm in the minority on that.
Well, the problem is with Valve, it's mostly because they always want to stay perfect, but because they want to do perfection, and also they like have this policy where anybody could just move their desk to a different different department, and that's it. So no project could get completed unless all the members get motivated.
I think we should move on. Just we're gonna throw that out there. You're just kind of rambling and ranting and all that other jazz.
Gmod collab, not the Valve.
I mean, it's a podcast. We gotta always make something different.
Yeah, but I remember you saying that you wanted it to go by quickly.
Yeah, but but I'm also okay with taking my time. But let's not turn it to a Valve time.
Take your time quickly, then.
All right then. So now that we're done with with Meet the Spy, let's end it with Twitch questions. So right now we have like 4 or 5 questions we'd like to answer. So we'll start. Yeah, I want to start with the master of posters on the server, Social Hunter. He asks in general to me, MB Worm, and Uber Rush, what inspired us to make...
Borderham's here too, by the way.
Yeah, Borderham. But the question is mainly to us, the members of Meet the Spy Collab.
Yeah, that's not me.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
also
never mind.
Borderham.
Sorry, that was my mistake.
Oh. Yeah, but anyways, the question... Yeah, anyways, the question is what was the inspiration to make the collab? I think I answered it because I'm the one that made it. I basically got inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Reanimated and Mama Luigi Reanimated. I thought to myself that I wanted to do something different and make the collab. Plus, if you don't know, before we uploaded the collab, the How's the Gmodders collab was pretty much empty.
Channel.
We didn't. The channel. Sorry, the YouTube channel. We didn't have any use for other than Camouflage just making playlists of the Gmod videos, and that's it. Before, when I made the channel in 2015, I made it so I could make like different topics and all. Like back when it was just a Steam group, and the first video we uploaded was a contest, but nobody joined because the group was so obscure that there was no attraction to it, so the contest failed on the first 2 days and we canceled it. And from there, the channel was barren. So from then, I just thought to myself I needed to use it. So when I saw the Reanimated collapse, I just thought to myself that I'm going to make use of that channel. So that's the result. Now, with Meet the Spy Reanimated, the channel just shot up all the way to 1.5k.
We should move on to another question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to just answer it truthfully and honestly. Yeah. As for Stop Motion asks, what is your schedule when it comes to animating Garry's mod? I want to start with the rest and me, starting with Borderham.
My schedule?
Yeah, your schedule.
As in, how do I start? How do I go on? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, when I start on a video, first of all, I just open Garry's mod because I don't come up with my ideas beforehand. I just open up Garry's mod. I listen to video game music. I start posing stuff, and ideas they just come into my head.
Interesting.
So when that happens, I start doing stuff. I open Stop Motion Helper. I make screenshots. I open my video editor. I just start throwing stuff together, and once I realize I like the idea, I just go on from there.
Ever thought of using a script for once?
I have, but I feel if I do that for a Garry's mod video, which is, I feel like Garry's mod video should be spontaneous. You shouldn't plan them ahead. I feel like videos you don't think about too much are the more fun ones.
Well, so I suppose.
I kind of just,
but at the same time, the scripted videos can always make something go coherent, like consistent.
I think it depends on that. I think it depends on the kind of video you're going for. Like if you're going for more of a comedic sort of thing, you want a lot of room for improv and things like that. But if you're wanting to make something a little more serious, or if you're making a really big thing that's a comedic thing, but you need it to kind of flow. Like, say, going to use the most overused example ever, Kitty0706. He scripted a lot of his really big videos. He left room for improv, but he had to script out the way certain things had to happen in order to kind of be a little cohesive. So it really just depends on the length and what kind of video you want to make, I think.
Well, that's the point, yeah. I mean, usually I make the script in my head. I just make an idea. I just think of an idea and then go on from there with Garry's mod. But recently I started using scripts as a way to make it coherent. But as you said, if I'm just making a short Gmod video, and I just usually make the idea in my own head and go on from there. I suppose that's it. What about you? Yeah, what about you, Opal Rush? Do you have any schedule or how do you make your Garry's mod videos? How do you think of them?
Usually, I have to do something that is not related into Source and or TF2, which is why I tend to play a lot of Borderlands, and because everybody else started to Warframe as well, and then I just start thinking, and then
go on from there.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
People die when people start thinking.
That's why I don't do it.
Oh my, no. Don't think, or your head will burst. From thoughts. From flying thoughts.
So, do we have any other questions?
Well, of course. We've got 6. Cino0 asks, okay, this is a weird question, but how do you achieve success on YouTube with Gmod videos? You don't. YouTube hates animations. But
shut up. Stop that stupid joke. If you want to find success success on becoming a Gmodder, try to do something that's revolutionary, but also kind of within a flow of stuff. I guess when people spam memes, try to find something that's within that grasp. As much as I hate to say this, but try to diverse it enough so it feels fresh. Collabs are probably your best bet into getting some traction.
As somebody with a relatively large subscriber count, I'm not trying to sound pretentious. Oh, look at me, I have so many subscribers. But a lot of them came from a Walking Dead video I made way back when, and it came out right at the same time, based on the Telltale game that I released, and it just happened to coincide with the release of Walking Dead Season 2. And I feel like a part of the way to be successful is to kind of cash in on, as bad as that might sound, kind of cash in on the success of something else, kind of make something that's relevant to what's going on right now, like Uberush said, and then kind of stay doing that, make parodies of things that are popular, and then very gradually move forward into different territory, start putting your own spin on it. And then eventually, if people get accustomed to it and like your stuff, then you can just go on ahead with your own things, and then that might get popular. But you kind of have to start being cheap and just kind of, like I said, parodies of other people's ideas, essentially.
Well, I guess, yeah. But as for me, I think the idea about, making... I think the idea for getting success when it comes to Gmod animations on YouTube is to start with a base. How could I say it? You start with making collab videos. That's how I did my stuff. Back in the day, I also try to animate some sexuals, but honestly, some sexuals are dead at this point. So your way of actually getting success is to start with a base. First, try to enter as much collabs as possible and put your heart into your video, your animations. Try to make something unique that makes you stand out. And once you get enough subscribers, try something extremely radical or different. Try to make a series, or try to make a big video with different ideas or so on. And as MP Worm and Operush said, if you have something that went successful, try to cash in on the success as long as you love it or like doing it.
Don't be lazy.
Yeah, don't be lazy, or don't do something too much. But in general, if you really want to do success, you gotta always have like the base, the minimum.
Butterham, did you have any thoughts?
I think collaborating with other people is a really good way to actually grow on YouTube because they'll be helping you, you'll be helping them.
Well, plus,
Probably one of the best ways to do it.
plus big name people usually help because they'll be a part of it, and then other people that see they participated in it went, oh look, this guy I like participated in this thing, I'll take a look at it. And then smaller people might get discovered in the process, so that usually helps.
And the more that happens, which after that point most likely will, it just becomes easier, and at some point you'll have enough subscribers to actually start something like that on your own, and they'll keep coming in. So it's also a lot of patience you need to have.
Yeah,
when you want to grow.
it doesn't happen right away.
No,
or at least it doesn't happen right away. Like I got really lucky with my Walking Dead themed video, but even then it took like 2 years before that started really blowing up and getting the subs in. So you kind of have to stick with it. You can't just give up and delete your videos out of shame. Just don't give up on it.
Don't ever do that.
Don't give up.
Panic
There's
success.
Well, you
at
can
some
always.
point you might need to start clean, but for the most part, I can guarantee 99% of the time you just need to stick with it and keep trying to improve. Don't delete all your videos thinking, oh, these are terrible or whatever. Just stick with it.
Take it from me. I've done that worst decision I've ever made.
Well, yeah, I tried that as well, but now I deleted about 2 or 3 videos because they bring me so much shame. I mean, they're not bad, and they're not just bad in terms of animation; they're bad in terms of everything, especially the ones these sexual.
I would keep them, look back at them, and then think, "Hey, I can do much better than that." You just put out new videos that put that video to shame every single time, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, but that's not how I think about it. For me, I like to hide it in case, like I have other videos that are old, but I still kind of enjoy them, so I keep them around for comparison's sake. But the ones I absolutely hate, I don't want to stick to the channel because they bring me horrors or nightmares. I don't want to see it.
Why don't we go ahead and move on to another question? Can I read one? Because
Sure.
there's one up here that was kind of piqued my interest. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Butane Boss asks, question. Despite the positives of being in a Gmod animation group, do you folks think that there's some kind of competition or at least a need to keep up with others? And does it affect your Gmodding in any way?
I kind of like to show off, but I also kind of have
not really
used communicating with people. Like I don't like to interact with a lot of people, but at the same time, I kind of whatever. I'm bored.
Well, for me, it kind of helps because I see a lot of other really good Gmod animators that do way better than I do, and I think to myself that, especially with this collab that came out, I really felt a need to try and make it as good looking as possible and try to touch up things I normally wouldn't, or add in more keyframes where I usually would have skimped on it a bit. And as far as like competition and stuff, it's usually all in good faith. Like I think the only times that somebody would get jealous of other people's animation or start making a hissy fit are things that are just really not tolerated in our group. Most people are pretty good about it, and it's never really a problem.
I think groups like Gmod groups are the best thing that happened to the community because it brings them together. But at the same time, if you don't have a diverse group of people, like-minded people that are also mature in thinking, that would help each other, and you end up in a group filled with the most immature people you could ever think of, you'll end up being in an echo chamber of nothing, and you will never improve there because they always just, how could I say it? They just want to stick to the mediocrity of what they do. But honestly, Gmod groups are one of the best things that happened to me because they help me improve a lot. Like being exposed to different kinds of people kind of helps you a lot in terms of criticism. That's how I improved in terms of animation, and I'm forever thankful for that. All right. I want to move on to another question. Triton asks, what kind of Gmod style do you feel like the most relevant in today's standards? Do you feel like the days of random funny Gmod videos are over?
I kind of feel like that, even though I don't want it to be.
They're definitely not. They're not the same. They're not the same as they once were. Like the days where you could just have a person's face moving and saying funny things and then flailing around in ragdoll fashion. I'm pretty sure
Like
those
heavy
days
just
are over.
credit card.
Yeah, or just like Gmod, like the old
Hmm.
Gmod idiot box and the idiots of Gmod. Those types of videos, I'm pretty sure those have worn out their welcome. At least as far as everybody that likes to watch them is concerned. Like they wouldn't rake in the big numbers they usually do.
Sometimes
Not
I go
exact-
back and I rewatch them. Just like, hey,
Yeah.
this is like a golden something.
Yeah, I just mean in terms of
Golden
like people
something.
making. I meant like in terms of people making similar videos and releasing them today. They usually don't do as well.
They'd have to up the bar, like go above and beyond.
Well, that's why a lot of people have moved on to SMH or just done things that, well, again, look more like Kitty0706 did, which I don't think you should just try to copy someone, but it's a similar kind of just trying to put a little bit of a spin on
He's just
what was
puppetry.
traditionally done. Yeah, using puppetry and just making it a little higher quality than the days of yore and all that.
Yeah.
I suppose I have to disagree on the fact that I think any series, even the Idiot Box, can still be relevant as long as it tries to do something different within itself. You know, make something original, or at least no. What I mean is to try to do, how could say it, like try to make like skits that exist within like the time where I don't know how to explain them right. But I'm trying to say is for the answer is I feel like the most used style is usually the El Toro style, at least for beginners, because it's so simple. Because you mostly
El
use
Toro
SMH
style.
El Toro style.
What?
Yeah, the El Toro brush style. Like that's how I got my start, like with SMH and all.
Are you saying that SMH is just the El Toro style?
No, what I mean is, no. I mean they use SMH in a way like they try to mimic El Toro, but it ends up with the styles you usually see beginners do. But I don't. Yeah,
Are you
at the
talking
same
about
time, yeah,
keyframes?
yeah, kind of. But what I'm trying to say is, random funny Gmod days are kind of gone, and they might not come back because they just lost their touch, really. Unless it's like unless this one's like done in a unique way, like if you compare how El Toro does his videos to now, you see something quite different. Like he starts to make something more smoother, or tries to make something more drastic in terms of like humor and how things go. Like in my opinion, I think it always just goes down to how people evolve from like styles. They have to try and stick to the general. They have to stick to what people like generally with the trends and all. But at the same time, I always believe they just gotta do what you love.
In other words, out with the old, in with the new Opa El Toro style.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes, awesome noob. I just stole your joke.
Dun, 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 dun.
Credit to him for coming up with that.
All right then. No, I want. All right. I want to end. All right, I want to end it with two questions. Starting with Butane boss again. What do you feel is the right time to start a collab? In your opinion, I want to start with Borderhound, then Imbi, and then Uber Rush.
I think the right time to start one is when you know you've got a fan base. I mean, if you've got 200 subscribers, you may feel like that's a lot, but if you'll find that if you try to start a collab, the amount of people that go to it is it's a small amount. I think the best time to start it is if you actually notice people that genuinely enjoy your stuff. If you, let's say you're playing TF2 and someone recognizes you, at that point, I think you would feel like people know you well enough, and then you could start a collab and people would join and you would know they join, if that makes sense at all.
Or if you're just well enough, if you just know enough high profile people, you can just make your own collab, like not make an open one, but
that too.
Yeah, but
I think it helps. I think it helps if you actually know people. Not just you don't necessarily have to be known.
The only way you get known is to put stuff out. See what sticks.
To be honest, I actually own it to collapse because I would have never known of Erdamone without the collab, the fishing collab. That was like my first collab, and I made it by the advice of a friend. And when I made it, I had some people like enter the collab. One of them was Erdamone, the resident owl guy, the handsome mod. From there on, I somehow became friends with him, and now he's like best friend for some reason.
BFF.
BFF. But I really owe it to collabs because I think I made them as a way. I'll be honest, I made them as a way to get popular for some reason, and it kind of worked. Collabs kind of get you traction as long as it gives, as long as it has an interesting topic. So some channels, small channels, they make collabs as a way to get popular, to increase their recognition, and it usually works, really. So that's my take on it. What do you, Oprah, what do you think is like the best time to collab? Sorry, Oprah Rush just died.
I didn't die. You didn't say my name. I didn't know that I was next.
He did say your name though.
I didn't hear it. His mic must have cut out.
Okay. Oprah Rush actually died. If you want to join the funeral, come tomorrow by 2/4.
We'll be holding his funeral Friday, actually, because Friday is when everybody's available.
Oh, interesting.
Friday's the day everyone will be available. Anyway.
Are you having a fight?
No, somebody's doing something with cups.
But really, wait, okay. All right, the last question. Just trying to... Chat is messy. Okay, all right, let's end it with this. I want to go on with the order from Porterham, then Imbyworm, then Oprah Rush, and then me. I want to start... All right, the question is simple. From my lovely Sunky the Boot.
Hold up. That would be the oven.
Sorry. Anyways, continue.
A bomb just
Suspense.
blew off. A bomb just blew off. Or something. Did the reactor just go off?
No, that was an oven. Anyways, question.
An oven. Yeah, sure, an oven. Yeah, sure. You're not.
Well, what else would it be? I don't have a nukes in my house.
What else? Maybe a time machine.
We should move on.
I would love to have that.
Yeah. You don't know the actual good things you do with a time machine. Anyways, the last question is by our lovely Sunky, the Buddhist. Okay, that's a weird name, but our lovely Sunky, the Sonic guy. He asks, if you could do something magically, if you could somehow magically spawn any sort of Gmod add-on, what would be that kind of add-on?
It would be a SMH animatable particle tool.
Oh.
Like being able to animate the frames on particles, like being able to animate smoke and lights and things like that. Like be able to have the frames of a shotgun being blasted, be able to sync up with your animation, that sort of thing. Sorry, I went in the wrong order.
That's fine.
That would be a good one.
I feel like that would be really helpful and save a lot of people that have horrible computers and can only animate via just doing the move, take a picture style of animating.
I have
could
another
always use
thing.
that.
Very helpful.
I maybe it exists. I've looked for it. I couldn't find it, but having the ability to import sound effects in your stop motion helper timeline. So when you play it back, it would play the sounds that are in your Gmod or TF2.
That could help with lip
Uh,
syncing.
That
Yeah,
would be
yeah, that would,
good.
yeah, that would be extremely helpful.
Not sure how that would work, but yeah.
Well, just you can just
Mm.
play back your timeline on stop motion helper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
but
would
wouldn't that be
play the
SFM?
sound on the exact frame you set it at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but only I kind of had an idea for the like an update to the stop motion helper where the hat with hats you could pose the body, the face, and the fingers differently, right? I kind of wanted to
They have
see
their
that.
each individual timeline.
Yeah, that's what I want to see with SMH to have different timelines for every bone.
We should all
And,
just
like,
use. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Let's use SFM. But if you use SFM, you'll be a heretic like me. And I'm using SFM right now for my noir
Totally.
because there's no maps for noir. Like
anyways.
like I tried to find a map, but almost all the maps are like Trouble in Terrorist style maps or maps that are made very, very poorly. So, guess that's what I would love to see, really.
How about you, Uber? Magic add-ons, anything.
Anything.
Basically just whatever makes better finger posing, like an enhanced finger poser. That's really
Oh
it.
yes, I would love to see that. I really hate the finger pose in Gmod sometimes.
Yeah, the finger posing's bad.
Yeah.
What if,
All right.
what if like a 3-dimensional model brought up in a window that you can rotate and then pose with the fizz gun, something like that? Just like have like a big wireframe hand that you pose, and then it poses the model's hand in sync with it.
I actually want to see the ragdoll mover actually have a feature. Yeah, but I want to say like the last thing. I want to see the ragdoll mover have the ability to make finger poses as well. It would make for something really.
We should end this, Sal.
Oh, okay.
End
Okay. All right. Don't put your guns at me. Okay. Okay. I'll end it. Please don't shoot me.
Shut up and end
I'll
it.
point my
All right,
colored
all
weapons
right.
at you.
All right. Great. Thanks for watching the podcast. Listening to the podcast. I was your host, Sal, and my cast, Uber Rush, Imby Worm,
This was an
and
absolute
Water
shit show.
There goes Uber.
I will never host a podcast ever. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again. All right, see ya.